Literally, one of the first rules I was taught as a witch, before I had even made any affiliations, before I had labeled my craft, before I was using any labels, one of the first things I was taught was do not share your like witchcraft or your spiritual journey or your stuff with anyone. Don't share it with anyone. And that is a rule that I broke pretty much every day for years. And it's only really been the last few months that now, years later, after being taught that, and now over a year into actually labeling my craft and other things, that I'm starting to realize why I was told that. It's not... So, like, it is literally invisible to other people, is part of it. And I am starting to become aware of that. Like, when I start talking to people about stuff, unless they are already someone who has, like, either experience or has, like, seen it or witnessed it or has firsthand something, I feel like it is literally incomprehensible to them. And kind of, like, actually invisible. And I understand that if I'm talking about a bunch of shit that is, like, fantasy to them, why that would make them be hostile to me. But at the same time, I really fucking want to show people, and I want them to I guess, like, be able to have the experiences that I've had. But if they've made it clear they don't believe in it, they don't think it's real, they don't want it, then I need to just, I guess, try and, like, focus on other people. But the problem is the algorithm randomly connects me to random people, and I don't have a say really over who it connects me with. So I'm just sort of gambling or randomly hoping on whatever platform I've been using that it connects me with the right people. But then it kept connecting me with the wrong people because it doesn't know where the fuck I fit in. And it's frustrating because, like, I'm trying to, like, you know, someone asked, okay, well, I'm not spiritual, but I want to have spiritual experiences. How do I do that? I literally told them to study psychology. That's what I said. I said, if you are not spiritual, but you want to have spiritual experiences, I recommend starting with Jungian archetypes and learning about the history of psychology. A good starting point for that is reading about Jungian psychology and learning about the history of psychology. And this person told me, oh, no, I don't believe in any of that stuff. And I'm like, you don't believe in psychology? like you ask, how do you have spiritual experiences if you're not spiritual? And it's like, well, I used to be an atheist. I learned about psychology. I branched out from there. I'm telling you to study psychology. What the fuck do you mean? I didn't say... So it's like, okay, well, I'm clearly not talking to the right people, but also I'm finding if you try and fucking tell people anything, they don't understand, and they just think you're crazy and psychotic, and they don't fucking listen, because for them, it's not real. They are living in a fundamentally different reality, one I used to inhabit that I don't anymore, where all of this stuff to them is just nonsense. And I can empathize with that frustration. And I can also understand how having cult trauma and religious trauma makes people not want anything to do with any of it. But it's also like, this is my lived daily fucking reality. Like, every fucking day, I am having spirits come in and out and talking to me. So, in order to have any kind of relationship, whether that be a platonic relationship, a familiar relationship, a romantic relationship, any fucking relationship I have in my life, I have to have them be at least somewhat aware of the shit going on with me, or I cannot be with them because it affects me every fucking day, all the time. It's like a part of my fucking psychology, and I'm very open with that. I'm very open about the fact I am an autistic DID system. I have an autistic brain. I have a brain that is divided into multiple experiences of being rather than one sense of being. And for me, that is a very spiritual experience. It's not for everyone. Every system is different. But for me, I have been told multiple times by various atheists that my existence goes against their beliefs. And that's one of the biggest fucking reasons I can't be an atheist, is because I'm told that I don't exist to them, essentially. Or when I've tried to talk about it, they say, well, you're just hallucinating. Or, well, that's just imaginary. Or they just always fucking have an excuse. And it's like, well, I've been living with this for years. It is my daily reality. And yes, you're like, oh, it's just mentally illness. And it's like, yes, I am mentally ill. It is mental, but it's still my fucking lived daily reality. It's still my lived daily reality. It is mental, but it's also my reality. So it's like, I want people to understand, and I tried to fucking explore the nethermost reaches of my soul and wear it on my fucking sleeve, and I tried to put all of it out there. And I'm like, well, if I was hiding myself for decades and being abused for being too much, well, what if I just go all the way too much and just put everything out there? And it's like, no, because that makes people just be immediately hostile. It's like, I don't know what the fuck to do, because it is real for me, but I know it's not real for you. So how do I show people that... How do I connect with the right fucking people? Because it kind of seems like the only people who are right for me is other disabled people, other LGBT people, and other highly spiritual people that are having self-driven, personal experiences of spirituality. Like, you know, other witches or occultists or whatever. Like, I use the label wizard because I do approach things from an Abrahamic background, simply because that is my background. I was raised half Christian and half atheist, and in order to balance these polar opposites, I got into demonology and the left-hand path and sorcery. Although I wasn't calling it sorcery, I was doing more chaos magic. A lot of that is like coming from psychological perspective, and then shadow magic and other things as well, where you're exploring the darker parts of your own consciousness to find balance and peace in your own life and different things. But it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to talk to someone who doesn't believe I exist? Because that's literally, essentially what it is. It's like, I am actually invisible, or all of it is fucking invisible to them. So if the occult, which literally means hidden, like occult is different from cult. People don't even get that. But occult itself, etymology-wise, derives from hidden. It's the hidden world. So then, you know, the definition of insanity, trying to do the same thing over and over again, not getting different results and still trying to, and that's essentially me, like, trying to get people to fucking see the spirit world, because if they don't see the spirit world, they don't see me. And they're like, oh, it's not the same thing. It's like, oh, the mistreatment of the minorities you're in, it's not the same thing. But it is the same thing. It is the fucking same thing, because they tell me it is. And I have been told my entire fucking life that who I am is fundamentally not conducive to this mindset of just, because I've been told as a DID system, as an autistic person, as a transgender person, and as a queer person, that my innate experience of my own being and consciousness does not fit in with what I was raised under as, like, anti-theism and different things. And I know there are atheists out there who do accept and do understand disability, and that DID is a real and legitimate thing and other things. But honestly, it's fucking hard to find them. It is really fucking hard to find, like, genuinely disability-aware atheists. That's why I fucking left it, is because I was told over and over again, you seeing yourself as a collective of spirits in a body, which is how my DID system and my brain fucking tells me that I am every fucking day. They said, well, you have to hide that. You have to take medicine. You cannot be that. You are not allowed to be that. You must pretend to be someone else. You must pretend to be what we want you to be and fit into our boxes in order to be with us. And it's like, well, that isn't me. That's pretending for you to conform to you. Who I am is a fucking collective of spirits in a DID system, in a human brain, in a human body. It is mental, it is psychological, but it is also my lived fucking daily reality that I cannot change because it's my brain. And when I tried to change it, when I did everything, because I've done it, right? They say, take antipsychotics, see a doctor, do all this shit. I did that for 11 fucking years, and I was an atheist for 11 fucking years, and it didn't help me. It wasn't right for me. And it's like, I'm trying to show people that that it's not just fucking all made up. It is mental, it is psychological, but it's also fucking real for people. It is real for me. So it's like, I can't be with people, I can't live in a society that doesn't believe that I exist, but I also, they're like afraid of me. Like, because I've always been too much, even as hypermasked as I could possibly be, even as controlled and boxed as I could possibly fucking be, as a small four-year-old fucking child, people were afraid of me. Because they could sense that there was something different in me, because they could feel on some level that I wasn't like them. And they've always been fucking terrified of that. And I don't know what to do, because telling people it's real isn't going to show them. And then they ask for physical evidence, and I have to be like, it's not physical, it's mental and psychological and philosophical and artistic. And it's connected to my disabilities. It is connected to my disabilities. It's also connected to my gender diversity and everything else, but it's also spiritual. And it's like, well, how can I exist in a world that can't see me, that doesn't believe I exist? How the fuck am I supposed to live in a society that doesn't believe in magic when I am a wizard? When I'm living with demons and angels who are a part of me but are influencing my daily fucking life. And like, you know, I hang out with other occultists, with other disabled people, with other queer people, and they tend to understand a little bit better, and they tend to actually, like, when I'm with other occultists, they understand, or they tend to, at least the ones that I'm with. But it's like, everyone else is like, you're just fucking insane, and we don't want you. And it's like, yeah, but if I listen to you guys, and I did fucking listen to them for 11 years. I did everything they told me to do. They essentially just want me to be locked away from society or kill myself. They want me to be dead. They want to hide me, cover me up, and put me away so that no one fucking sees me. Or treat me like a fucking lab rat and a pet, and like, you're just gonna control me and hide me up and cover me and don't want anyone to pay attention to me. And that was 22 years of my life. First 22 years of my fucking life. And then I was disowned when I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I was disowned through a text when I said, no, I'm done fucking hiding. And it's like, the reason I have to, I feel like this need to defend myself, or like to contradict the establishment of, like, people are like, God isn't real, these things aren't real, this isn't real, whatever. The reason that affects me personally is because it is talking about me. Because my existence is innately fucking spiritual. It has always been innately spiritual, and I tried to fight it. I tried to fucking fight it for years. I tried to convince myself it was all fake. I tried to shove everything down. But for me, that wasn't natural. For me, that was separating like 70% of my brain and trying to lock it in a fucking cage so that I was hidden from myself and hidden from others so I could conform to them. That isn't me. This isn't fucking me. The people here are me. And I can't show you outside of my stories and my art and my music and my creative expression, because my art and my creative expression and these concepts and these symbols and these ideas are me. This isn't me. And how do I show people that and get people to understand that when I live in a fucking society and a time that doesn't believe in any of it's real, that doesn't understand that spirituality is connected to psychology, and that it's all just different fucking lens of seeing the same shit. When I live in a time period that literally tells me I do not exist, that if I talk about my headmates, it says they're just hallucinations, it's just whatever, when they can talk for themselves and fucking, they can speak for themselves, they can switch in and out, they're my headmates, they're my alters, and they are spirits, they see themselves as spirits, they say they're spirits. I was told by the people who raised me they didn't exist. I was told I don't exist for years. It's the same. It is the same. And I'm tired of it. And it's like, I can't be an atheist because they told me I don't fucking exist. It is the same. They told me that, you know, you are not allowed to identify yourself as an angel or a demon or whatever because these things aren't real. Well, they're real for me. So what the fuck do I do if they are real for me? And I can't prove my own existence to you. It is the same. And I'm told it's the same. And then, you know, it's not that a mind identifying itself as an angel is a fucking angel. If I have separated minds in my body because of my DID that are telling me that they're angels and they're dragons and they're fairies, that isn't a separated mind identifying as a fairy. That is just a fucking fairy, because all a fairy is a mind that sees itself as a fairy. Like, it's not a separate fucking thing, because consciousness itself is mental, is psychological. So if consciousness is spirit, then all of it is mental. And I live in this dystopian fucking hellscape that I am constantly terrified is going to take away my rights and strip me of my autonomy, because it did. Because it already fucking did for 22 years. I had to be disowned and start over entirely from fucking nothing. From nothing. I had to entirely restart my life in order to find autonomy and freedom in it, because my fucking existence goes against the current power structures I live under on every fucking level, on every side. There is no political party, there is no fucking structure or thing in power that I can align myself to, because I am inherently against all of it. Here I am. Like, you want to know what a demon and an angel looks like, or like a fairy or a dragon or whatever. Here I fucking am. That's me. I'm here. I exist. And I can't show you the inner universe inside of me without putting it into art and trying to put it into fucking parables and put it into poetry and express it through creative expression, because that is me. And it's more real than this body is or anything else is, because this is gonna fucking die, but those ideas will remain. So those ideas are me, not this fucking body, not anything else temporary and finite. My humanity is a cage. Humanity is a fucking lie, and it's not one I prescribe to. I don't want this. I just want love and acceptance, and I haven't been able to have that for my entire life until I stopped listening to what everyone else was saying and started listening to myself. And I was told, don't talk about it. But how am I supposed to not talk about spirituality and my magic and everything when it is me? When there is no fucking difference between my spirituality and my magic and everything and me. It's the same fucking thing. It is me. The gods, the spirits, the things I work with, they are me. They are extensions of my fucking brain. So how am I supposed to hide when I already hid for 22 years and you still weren't happy and wanted me dead then? When I was as masked as I could possibly be, when you saw me as a girl and a woman and someone with a different fucking name and a different fucking life, and when I tried being atheist and I tried being whatever you told me was correct to believe in, and you didn't like me then, and now that I'm a man and a wizard and I have autonomy, you still don't like me now. So where is the fucking balance? What do I have to do to prove to people that this shit is real when what they're looking for isn't real? But I am. I am. It feels like I was born to go through unspeakable, unbearable, horrific torture. And then I have survived and lived despite that unspeakable horror I lived in this dystopian fucking hell that was beaten into me. And now that I'm out of it and I'm above all these fucking matrices, I see it. And I know who I am. And I know my spiritual truth. And I want to share it with people because it affects me so deeply. I can't have any real relationships without sharing it. So I share all of it, and I share it too fucking quickly. And I break the rule I was taught where you have to keep the occult hidden and whatever, because I can't hide. I can't fucking bear to hide anymore. I don't want to have to hide it anymore. It's so much painful and so much more exhausting to hide. And I can't, I can't perform an instant miracle that's going to get anyone to believe me. I can't instantly show you anything because it's not instant and it's not physical. It's mental. All of it is mental. But it's still fucking real and it still affects me every single day. And I fucking hate being in this generation, in this society, in this people, and all the torture and the shit I had to go through for no fucking reason just to get here and try and, like, show you guys why do I even bother or try. And then I was like, I'm letting people harass me online. All these people are fucking bullying me and being vicious and nasty to me for the way that I am. And I deleted all my socials because it was triggering my PTSD except for YouTube. And now I'm just here and I'm like, why am I still using this? Because I want to show people I'm here. I am so fucking desperate for human connection and approval, despite being forcibly severed and separated and scapegoated by you fucking assholes for my entire life. And I'm trying to reconnect with my humanity. But am I even fucking human? I don't think I am. Spiritually, I'm not. And it's like, physically, I'm human. But I can't, I'm so disconnected from any sort of normalcy or boxes or these rules or what everyone else is living in. Like, what everyone else I see, I'm not in it. I'm disconnected. I'm not in it. So how do I fucking help others see me when I'm invisible? To hear me when my words sound like gibberish. To respect me when I'm not a person to them. To love me when they don't even know me. And they can't ever truly know me without me being able to show them the magic inside me. And I know it's all real because it is me and it is with me every fucking second of every fucking day. I have demons right over my shoulder that you guys can't fucking see. All the time. All the fucking time. And it might be, imaginary to you or fake to you, but it is very real to me. And how can I have anything real with you when you don't see me? And I don't fit in to the society I was born in. And I don't really fit in anywhere, it seems like. And that is so fucking frustrating to live with. Like, can you have any fucking idea how frustrating it is to every night have demons and angels visiting you, talking to you, showing you the, like, wonders of the universe, and you can't show anyone any of it because it is literally fucking invisible to them? Can you imagine how frustrating that is to exist with that? Can you imagine how frustrating it is to have a literal fucking galaxy or universe inside of you that you can go to and have these amazing adventures that are fully fucking real to you, and you can't show it to anyone? And no matter how hard you try, they just see you as crazy and they just tell you to do whatever. And when you did, because you wanted to fit in with them and you didn't want to be tortured by them, the people you were born into, they still don't like you or accept you. They just want control over you. And so you break away from that, and then you're trying to reintegrate with humanity, but you feel so fucking separated. It's like the world is in hell right now. You want to know, like, what hell fucking looks like, what eternal torture, the made-up bullshit kind of hell, not the real hell, not actually what the underworlds are like at all, but the fucking made-up fantasy hell. You want to know what that looks like? That looks like everything going on right now. And not just from the Christians, not just from, this narrative of what abusers are supposed to look like. They see it as, like, Christians and Zionists and Christo-fascist Nazis. Like, yes, that is absolutely abuse. But on the flip side of that, it's just as fucking abusive on the other end. It is just as fucking abusive. I came from both sides. I came from both fucking sides, and I had to find something in the middle. And they are just as abusive. Hiding it and covering it up and pretending it doesn't exist and forcing anyone different on drugs for years, convincing them that the only way they can possibly be in your fucking in-group is pretending to be whatever you want them to be because you can't accept the reality. Some people perceive things that you don't perceive, and you just want to call them freaks and call them crazy and until they listen to you. That's just as abusive. That's just as bad. And I came from that. I came from the other side, right? But I came from both sides because I was raised half Christian, half atheist. How the fuck am I supposed to live with this paradox? How the fuck am I supposed to live as a human when every fucking cell in my body is screaming at me for something beyond this, is screaming at me for more than this? When I know that my soul doesn't fit any of this, and I'm supposed to just go along with this? I'm supposed to just act like a person, like just go to some job, sell my soul to some corporation, make money, submit to capitalism, when I'm not in any of this, when my mind is off in the galaxy, like painting in the stars and building a whole ass other world for me and my headmates to live in, when I have like a magical fucking satyr guy with like glowing eyes teaching me shit about the world, and when I'm making love to demons and angels, and like I'm a fucking king in my own kingdom, and like, how the fuck am I supposed to be normal when I have all this shit going on? I can't be. I've never been normal. I have never fucking been normal. I can never be normal. And I had tried for 22 goddamn fucking years to do everything you told me to do, and I can't do it. I can't. That isn't me. I'd rather fucking die than have to pretend to be that ever again, because that person wasn't a fucking person. That was a demon you guys invented and forced me to wear like a mask so I could fit in with all you smiling masks. I don't know what to do because I can't prove my existence to you. I can't prove that anything I've said is true. I can't do anything other than hope that it's gonna be okay, and that I'll find where I fit in someday. And that when I'm with the people who accept me, that it will be okay. It is the most frustrating fucking thing in the universe to be a wizard. It is the most frustrating fucking thing to be someone who is so gifted and talented and intelligent and self-aware and skilled in dying art forms no one believes are even real. And to feel so isolated. And to be told, don't talk about it. Don't talk about the spiritual world. Don't talk about anything. But it's like, that world is me. Those spirits are me. How can I hide? How am I supposed to pretend like any of this other shit matters when none of it fucking matters? When none of this fucking this other shit, like, yeah, it's cool if you can get it. Like, if you can get like these relationships, and it's like, oh, if I just get this job, if I just get this paycheck, if I just get this money, if I just get this whatever, all of this shit is traps. If I can just convince my dad to love me and to treat me like a human being, right? Like, none of this shit matters. All of it is traps. All of it is a fucking trap. But these stories and this, and my imagination and this magic and everything in me, that's something that can't be taken away. That's something that is real because no one can take that away from me, and they've already fucking taken everything else away from me before. I have already lost everything and had to restart from nothing before. How am I supposed to exist on a human level and be a human when I have never felt the connection other people innately have? When I have never felt, I've never been really like them. I've never been able to be. How am I supposed to like dilute and mute myself down? And I tried. I did it for 22 years. I didn't even know how to say no. I didn't even know how to say no. I just did whatever I was told to try and be loved, to try and fit in, to try and survive. And I'm done. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to just fucking be on raw survival mode and PTSD mode all the time. What do I have to do to prove to you that I'm here, that I exist, that we're real, that we've always been here, that there have always been people who didn't fully see themselves as human or saw themselves as beyond human? There have always been people who had multiple minds as opposed to one mind. There have always been people who were innately spiritual since birth and had to like fight it and suppress it to fit in. There have always been people who maybe they love the same gender, or maybe their sense of gender it fluctuates. Like, what do I have to do? Because I can't just instantly show you something. I can't. But it is real for me. So then what the fuck do I do? How do I be a human when I'm not? Anytime I try and be a human, I'm performing it. I'm an angel, I'm a demon, I'm a dragon, I'm a fairy. All these things inside of me, that's who I am. Because when I tried to be anything else, it was never good enough for any of you. And you never fucking saw me, you just wanted to control me. So why am I even still trying to be human? Because I'm still physically human. I still crave connection. I still want to have love. And I have that, actually. I have love. But I guess maybe I'm seeking it from the wrong places. I don't know. I wish you could see me, and I wish you knew that we were here. I wish I could prove that we're real.